What if you could become a solicitor of England and Wales while living anywhere else in the world? It might be easier than you think. Hi, and welcome to The Law Simplified. I'm Shaveen Bandad-Nayaka. There are two distinct pathways that most students who enter into a law degree or a legal qualification opt to go towards. Some of you may want to learn law for the purposes of enriching an existing career. I have a number of students following my one-on-one fast track and masterclass programs from around the world who are professionals in terms of accounting, management, marketing, and even healthcare, who tend to study law in an attempt to leverage their skills and to get to the next pedestal, so to speak, in their career. But for the majority of you, the purpose of learning law is to pursue a career in law itself, to become a lawyer, depending on the jurisdiction, or more prestigiously, a solicitor or a barrister of England and Wales. Up until this point, or rather until quite recently, the process of becoming a solicitor in England and Wales would require you to follow a particular pathway, namely the Legal Practice Course or the LPC, in-house or within campus in England and Wales, complete it, and then pursue a course of pupillage or apprenticeship, as it's referred to in a number of other jurisdictions, before you are eligible or you are able to become a solicitor or called to the bar, so to speak, within England and Wales. This process, as of September last year, has been overhauled completely by virtue of the Solicitors Qualifying Examinations, or more commonly known as the SQE. The SQE program replaces the LPC or the Legal Practice Course method of study by virtue of making a majority of the examinations available to students who intend to become solicitors of England and Wales online and out of England and Wales. In essence, you are now able to pursue your studies as well as sit for a majority of the examinations in the Solicitors Qualifying Exam outside of England and Wales, irrespective of your jurisdiction. Now, mind you, while I say that this is a complete overhaul of the system in place, it does not mean that the requisites of understanding the law both substantively and procedurally have changed in any way. Quite the contrary. I would argue that the process is quite intense and it does require a lot of preparation and guidance. Have a look at the Law Simplified's SQE Masterclass, which is available on the online law school platform, currently catering to over 47,000 students in 191 countries. This comprehensive program provides the definitive guide to all 14 modules of the SQE1 examination, which is the entry point to the SQE and thereby the solicitor's examination altogether. The great thing about the new process of becoming a solicitor in England and Wales is that you can get started right away with the knowledge that you currently have being a law student. The 14 modules that the SQE covers includes 7 of the modules that are covered in your LLB, supplemented with 7 further modules which are connected to those substantive modules, just procedural in nature. Now, by and large, this does not mean that it's a walk in the park, so to speak. These 14 modules represent the substantive body of knowledge that a solicitor is expected to gain as a first-day solicitor within England and Wales. Knowing this substantively and procedurally means that you are able to tackle most common issues that do crop up on a day-to-day basis in a solicitor's life within England and Wales. Now, I urge you to conduct your own research in relation to pursuing the SQE, primarily on the one hand, because depending on your jurisdiction, you might want to check whether the examination centers are available to you to take the exam, and on the other hand, what examination exemptions are available to you in terms of your current qualifications, and conversely, whether pursuing an SQE and then succeeding in becoming a solicitor in England and Wales would provide exemptions for you in your own respective jurisdiction. The journey to becoming a lawyer, someone who is qualified in the law, not just in your jurisdiction, but one which is outside of your own jurisdiction, is not just a value addition, but it also provides a great addition to your own portfolio and your abilities outside of your country and your specific line of thinking. I have encountered a number of students who are both qualified lawyers in their own jurisdiction as well as that of England, and by and large, the understanding, intellect, and the analytical abilities of these students are far superior to those who are qualified only in one jurisdiction. Law, as much as we like to think as being cocooned to the jurisdiction that you are practicing in, has become much more of a global enterprise. And I do urge most of my students now who pursue law in the aspiration of becoming a lawyer, a solicitor, or a barrister to supplement their own jurisdictional requirements with that of another jurisdiction, essentially one such as the UK. Think of having a practicing license in another country akin to knowing a second language. Not only would you be able to communicate with someone else who might not understand you, but you start to think differently as well. So, that being said, until the next time that we meet, have fun, stay safe, and as always, obey the law.